Welcome to the 4th ASEAN-EU Cooperation and Scholarship Day. You are now in the reception area. Here is the list of events we have prepared for you. Click on the schedule button to get a reminder on your phone or devices. Just dropping in to see what's on? Find this little red button to see which event is currently live and just join the fun. Take the time to explore the expo area and see what have been prepared for you. Here on the booth panel, you can have a one-on-one Q&A session with our exhibitors. Download all the information that interests you, join workshops and sessions, or try out the games. Each session also has its own booth panel for you to interact with the speakers. To have a conversation with an expo representative, click Share Video and Audio. The booth moderator will allow you to have a conversation with them. Have something to say? Head on over to the Voice of Youth booth. Pick your virtual background and overlay and say it with a photo or video. Don't forget to follow and tag at EU in ASEAN when you post it on social media. You might be the lucky winner to get a special hamper from the EU. We're so excited to have you here and we wish you a good time.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 4th ASEAN-EU Cooperation and Scholarship Day 2021. I hope everyone is well and have had a chance to look around the expo today. Motivation letter is the key to pass the first gate before entering the stages of further assessment of a scholarship application. A well-written letter can be a decisive factor in ensuring you a place in your desired scholarship program. It is probably the most personalized document of your application. Therefore, writing an original motivation letter for your scholarship application is a task that should not be taken lightly. Joining us today are brilliant and great speakers. We have Romero Sinaga.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Romero.
Romero Sinaga is a person who is always active in youth empowerment projects, especially in education and startup weekend training by Techstars. In fact, Romero is a consultant, and since 2018, he had joined Associazione Uni Italia that is based in the Embassy of Italy, Jakarta. He also earned his bachelor's degree in international relations from President University, Indonesia. Also joining us is Ripka Gloria. Hi, Ripka.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. So Ripka Gloria is a program officer at the DAAD Indonesia. She is responsible for long-term doctoral and postdoctoral scholarships, alumni programs, DAAD special programs, and press tour in DAAD regional office Jakarta since 2016. Welcome, and and I myself, Sharafina Fidianana, will be your moderator for today. So every scholarship provider might have different requirements on this. In this session, Romero and Ripka will highlight general motivation letters with study cases from Uni Italia and DAAD. So, Romero, let's start with you.
Okay, thank you. Well,
you have been providing motivation letter consultation for potential students for a while now. What is the most common misconception that you find?
Okay, for 2 years that I conduct motivations letter to help students actually during their applications. Well, mostly I found they use I'm thinking about their academic writing because during my university life we focus on academic writing. So if you like to enter the university, you have to focus regarding your academic writing first because the words that you use in academic writing is quite different when you speak English. for your daily life, and also for your like writing a story in English in based on your story. So that's the main point that I have to highlight mostly to the student that I help regarding their motivation letters. But based on the requirements to the perspective of the Italy, because I focusing hard here to help students to study in Italy. So we focus only 4 paragraphs to write your motivation letters. So I will elaborate the 4 paragraphs that mostly we focus on. The first paragraph, you can write any 4 statement, just 4 statement to describe your profile. A very simple profile for your first paragraph. Please kindly note, yeah? And then continue to the second paragraphs. You have to focus on your motivations why you choose the programs that you would like to take. So the majors that you choose and also the programs that university offered to that major, you have to write your motivations to that programs, and then continue to the third paragraph. In addition, you have to focus how to plan your actions regarding your future planning to your majors that you took before. I mean, like if your background's in business administrations or your background in engineering or your background in humanities, so you continue your higher educations to that majors, and then you write your action planning in the third paragraph. Just a very simple. This action actually to help the professor, to help the admissions team uh, to highlight your motive why you choose these programs. And then continue to the fourth paragraphs. We focus on the implementations, action. So you have to write your action to implement your future actions to the programs, because it's very this one are very criticized, and it helps the admission team, it helps the international office to analyze your research later on, because mostly this one focus on you to master degree programs and also to PhD level programs. But for those bachelor degree, here I would like to highlight to help you regarding like after you graduate to from your high school and continue your bachelor's. So you can write anything, your actions, implementations during your high school life. I mean, like if like you join the student club, you join any organizations during your high school, it can be written to your 4 paragraph based on your implementation actions to you. So that's a very short briefing that we focus on, only 4 paragraphs. And also, I would like to focus on based on my personal experience to write regarding the motivation letter itself. So I mostly focus on my academic writing first, how to choose the best words that I have to write in motivation letter. That's the point. And also, I mostly some university only needs 3 paragraphs, so I combine the third paragraph and then the fourth paragraph that returns your future planning actions and your implementing actions into 1 paragraph. So which means it helps the professor, it helps the admission teams to know more, to elaborate, and then to know you better regarding based on your writing. That's all for me. Back to you, Serafina. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Romero. That was very insightful. Now moving to Ripka. Hi, Ripka.
Hi, hello.
Hello. So, what about you? Would you agree with Romero, or what do you think makes a great motivation letter?
Okay, I say I would agree with what Romero, sorry, has said. Uh, your motivational letter is actually the part two, the second part of your CV. So your CV is a summary. Uh, of the facts such as your educational background and work experiences. But your motivation letter allows you to show a bit more about your personality and indicate why you are suitable for the scholarship or the university you are applying for. So make sure your motivational letter is in line with your CV, but also avoid any identical overlap. So don't copy your CV, don't just copy your CV to your motivation letter. And don't forget, before you start, you have to do some research and make sure you have enough information to write a good and compelling motivation letter. Also, for me, a good motivational letter should be personal and original, but also have a good structure, of course. So give your reviewers some insight about you as an individual, what makes you different from any other applicants, from the rest of the applicants, uh, but also don't forget to be professional and consistent. Whether it is the way your motivation letter looks, the way it is organized, and the way it is structured in paragraphs, the font size, the length of the letter, your first paragraph, how you conclude the paragraphs, the first impressions always counts. So you have to pay attention to those details. And also remember to avoid bragging too much about yourself. And always be objective, be realistic. Also, make sure not to sound desperate when writing your letter. I think that makes a good motivational letter from my side.
Thank you, Ripka. That was really great. Now we have all of the tips and what constitutes a great motivation letter. Now, back to Romero. Do you have anything to add as to what makes a great motivation letter?
Well, regarding the research before you write your motivation letters, you have to focus on the core subject that the university offer, because when you choose the majors, when you choose into that majors, but the university offer you the core subjects that not related to that major, it can be happen. So maybe you have to be aware, and also you have to learn about how to write into academic writing. Because my lectures before and also my supervisors before told me that the academic writing is very critical and very crucial, so all of you have to be aware regarding academic writing itself. That's the point actually for me. Thank you.
So, yes, just to highlight and summarize that it is important to distinguish casual English and academic writing. Thank you so much, Romero. Now, next question would be, as we all know, the hardest part is to start, right? So the question is, where should we start? What should we do first? And can you two, perhaps Ripka first and then Romero, can you share a practical guideline to all the steps of writing a good motivation letter from idea conception to proofreading?
Okay, thank you for the question. So, in my opinion, first things first, do some research about yourself. Okay, so you have to answer some questions such as in which way do you intend to contribute to the social, political, technical development of your home country once you are in a position, for example, in which sector would you like to work after obtaining your degree. Also, why do you apply for the chosen program, as simple as that, which of the courses offers in this program are particularly beneficial in pursuing your degree. Also, why do you think you are the right person to be chosen for this program? What knowledge and skills do you have, uh, or you have gathered in your previous education that can be useful? and many others questions you can answer about yourself. You have to do some research first about yourself. What are your strengths, and what can you give back maybe to your home country in the future, for example. And make sure your letter of motivation is well composed, of course. And after you reflect at all those questions I've mentioned before, you have to take notes, read more, discuss with your friends maybe, or with your future admission departments, your international relation friends maybe, and then you can write an outline. After you write an outline, you can write a text. Okay, after you write the text, you have to proofread the text and delete all dispensable and redundant parts. Yeah. So at the end, your letter of motivation should comprise not more than 1 page, or normally 1.5 to 2 pages. Yeah, and of course, always pay attention to grammar and spelling. I think, I think that's all.
Thank you, Rivka. That was very comprehensive. All the steps are there. Now, Romero, what about you? What do you think should be the first step, and what are all the steps that we can do in order to create a great motivation letter?
So first things first, you have to look for any places that you think comfortable, and also this is I will highlight based on my experience and also regarding a very proper to write motivation letters. So you look for any places that you think comfortable, and also some of students that really confuse in which word that I have to start to write, right? In which word. That's the point. Because I mentioned before the first paragraph, you only propose the fourth statement, only four statements to describe yourself. But after that, you again think about a formal business word for English, because mostly I found students that they wrote like firstly, second, third, and fourth. That's okay, but it was not a very proper one. So you have to be aware regarding how to choose the words. You can help like in additions, furthermore, next, or any words that continue to relate your statement in one paragraph. That's the point. And also, because before I got criticized from my lecturers that okay, regarding the grammar is okay, no problem at all. But my professor said to me that, Romero, this is academic writing, not writing a novel. He said to me. So you have to be aware, guys, because before you submit your motivation letter, it can be helpful. Like you ask your professor before in your university, or any supervisors in your company, or any lectures that you close very close for. So it helpful to criticize your motivation letter, because until this time I still communicate with my lecturers. Until this time I still communicate with my professors. So I got criticized before I submit any reports or any letter officially for my working staff and also helping students. So some of you I would like to highlight here. Um, Please be aware and do attention to your formal words, because mostly students that they use a very formal words, but they cannot relate the statement and then continue statement in one paragraph. So it's quite a funny things for me, but they have no ideas, because in themselves they felt a very curiosity, but other words they felt like a very the fear inside themselves to fail. So you have to be confident first, because mostly I found many interesting ideas from my students, but in other opportunity I found a very formal one, but not not relate to to their motivation. So that's the point actually.
Thank you so much. That was great. So confidence is key. Be aware of our English. Make sure it's formal and elaborate our points in the paragraph. Thank you so much, Romero. Now we have a question from the audience from Razgina Chahyani. Um, she asked, "Hi, how do I make a motivation letter if I don't have organizational experience, but I have volunteer experience instead?" Ripka, would you like to go first?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think that organizational skills, uh, it is a value, of course, but if you don't mention it, it's also okay, fine. I mean, like it it is not a big deal to write it. But if you really contribute as a big, you are a big contributor on that organization, you have to write it. But if you only contribute a small parts of it and you don't write it on your motivational letter, it is also okay.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Romero? What do you think?
So for my personal point of view, voluntary activities, it was good actually because I love volunteering also. But you have to relate your volunteering experience to your motivation to choose that programs or to choose the implementation actions that you will like to do in the futures. Because for those a person or any individual that having a very less experience in academic professionality and also organizations professionality, and also they just love to do what they want. You can sell yourself. I will highlight here. You can improve, or you can prove, or you can sell yourself by writing your motivations letter in order to relating and connect your experience to your future majors that you would like to take for. So that's the point because the admission team, because I was part of the admission team, the professors or any lectures that when they read your motivations letters, it is very useful that you connect your academical backgrounds to your personal experience. So you highlight your experience into academic way. That's the point.
Thank you. That's so great. Another question from the audience is it necessary to have supervisor prior admission? What do you
Depending.
think,
For can I
Ripka?
answer question?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, for your doctoral candidate, yes, but for master degree, it doesn't have to be admitted first to the university. This is the requirements from the AD to study in Germany. That's it. If you are going
Great.
to obtain a doctoral degree, you have to have the professor first. But if you're going to do the master degree, you don't have to.
Mhm. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you so
it
much,
depends.
Ripka.
It
It
depends.
depends.
Depends actually which country that you would like to go, and then which university or which what kind of majors that you interested in. Because some of the engineering students and also some the humanities students and any social science students, it's very different to write their motivations letter types. I mean, like the interesting of the major itself can be your considerations to write motivation letters. But for your high school students, that's a very huge experience for me to help the high school students to enter bachelor degree programs. Actually, they have their teachers in handling. I mean, like the consular teacher in their school in handling these kind of things. But the parents back again, the parent fully trust for those experience for those someone who experienced in this way. And then other things for the master degree programs and also for PhD level programs, This is kind of a very professional one, so you have to be aware again. You have to look for, you should
Okay.
look for the interest of the university that you would like to attend to.
Yes. Thank you so much. Another question from the audience from Tun Agkiao. How to link motivation letter from the previous one that is not really related with applying master program, in which case how do we chase it? Please kindly suggest. Perhaps just a quick and brief answers because we're running out of time.
Okay, for
Maybe
maybe for
Romero can
myself,
answer that because yeah,
yes, for myself.
yes.
If your background from your bachelor degree not related to your future master degree programs, so you have to prove yourself by writing your motivation letters, by improving the interest point of the university, and also if you know more about the interest of the professor, you have to improve and elaborate your professor's interest into your writing process, because some of the Italian perspective they only accept like 30% based on your previous background. So it means you have to improve your 30% previous background into your future master degree programs that not relate to your previous background. That's the point. Improve any interest from the university side and also your professor side and also the faculty side. That's the point.
Okay, thank you. Ripka, do you have anything to add?
Uh, I'd say I agree with what Romeo said.
Okay. Wow, that's great. And it has actually been a very short and exciting discussions we have here. I know that it's brief, but if you are interested in learning more about the available scholarship that we discussed, you can head on over to the EU and ASEAN education agencies booths in the expo section. um, how business can thrive during post COVID-19 and event later on today at 4 to 4:30 p.m. at the main stage area. In that session, you will have the opportunity to meet another amazing entrepreneur from Singapore and Cambodia. Join the session if you are interested on business digitalization and how SMEs can go regional. So if you haven't already, make sure to follow EU in ASEAN social media channels. Head on over to the Voice of Youth booth as well, where you can choose a virtual background and overlay for your photo and video. Make sure to tag at EU in ASEAN for a chance to win a special EU hamper. So both speakers, both Romero and Ripka, here will be available for Q&A after the session at the Uni Italia and DAAD booth. So make sure to visit their booths after this session. Romero and Ripka, thank you so much for joining us, for sharing this very insightful tips and tricks on how to write a great motivation letter. I hope I hope you two had just as much fun as I was during the session. Thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone.